You notice it before you even leave Missouri. That sinking feeling that someone's behind you, not in traffic, in life. Your phone buzzes again on the passenger seat. No name, just another text. They know. Don't wait. The storm outside feels alive, pressing against the windows of your SUV as you push north on an empty interstate. The headlights barely carve a path through the sheets of rain. In the back seat, Matthew pretends to sleep with his headphones on. Lily is curled against him, clutching the stuffed bear she refuses to let go. You don't want to scare them, but you're already scared. Every car you pass feels wrong. Every mile marker feels like someone's counting down. You don't tell Matthew about the threats. You don't tell Lily why you packed the car in the middle of the night. You just drive, knuckles white on the wheel. You're not just leaving Missouri, you're running from it. And that's when you notice the headlights. Not too close, not too far, always there, matching your speed, keeping their distance. You take an exit, a winding road through trees, slick and black under the storm. The headlights follow, your heart's pounding now. You hit the gas, the trees whip by, branches thrashing like they're alive. And then, without warning, the headlights vanish. No turn, no taillights, nothing. Mom, what's going on? Matthew's awake now, voice sharp with panic. Nothing, you lie. Go back to sleep. But your voice shakes. You roll through 6 more miles of darkness before you see it. The sign. Maple Hollow. You don't remember it being on the GPS route, but the storm's too strong to turn back. The road narrows under a canopy of trees. The wind howls like something's moving through it, faster than any car. Then you see him. A figure, standing dead center in the road. No umbrella, no flashlight, just standing there. You slam the brakes. Tires scream. The SUV fishtails and stops inches away. The figure doesn't move. It's a man, tall, coat dripping with rain, hat pulled, low. He slowly raises his head. His face is gray, lips cracked, eyes dark and hollow like something's been scooped out of them. Mom. Matthew's gripping your arm now. Before you can say a word, the man steps off the road and melts into the trees. You don't wait. You hit the gas, tires spitting water as the SUV roars forward. But now every bend in the road feels wrong. Every shadow feels like it's watching. By the time you reach the house at the edge of town, the one you're supposed to rent, the rain's slowed, but the fog is so thick you can barely see the porch. You unload the kids as fast as you can, telling them it's fine, it's safe, just get inside. But as you turn to grab the last box, you see him again. Not close, far off, standing at the tree line, motionless, watching. And when you blink, he's gone. The house looks smaller than the photos online. Darker too, paint peeling on the porch, shutters sagging. The realtor said, quaint. What she meant was cheap. But right now, it's not charm you're looking for. It's somewhere no one will think to look. You tell yourself the fog is normal. It's late, the rain's easing up. But there's something about the way it clings to the yard, hugging the ground like it's alive. Even the porch light doesn't cut through it, just makes a dull yellow glow that barely reaches the steps. Matthew carries Lily inside, grumbling under his breath about the smell. He's right. There's a dampness in the air, like the house. Hasn't breathed in years. You try the lights. They flicker once, then buzz to life. Dim, too dim for a place this big. Upstairs or downstairs? Matthew asks, setting Lily on the couch. Down here tonight, you answer quickly. We haven't checked the bedrooms yet. You don't add that you don't like the idea of splitting up. Not yet. Not tonight. Boxes stay piled by the door. You tell the kids to grab blankets. You'll unpack tomorrow. But tomorrow feels very far away. The first noise comes an hour later, a slow, dragging sound from upstairs. Not footsteps, not exactly. More like something heavy sliding across the floor. Matthew freezes mid-bite on the granola bar you handed him. Lily's already asleep again, curled up tight under her blanket. "Mom," Matthew whispers. "What was that?" You force a laugh you don't feel. House settling. Old pipes. It's nothing. But it doesn't sound like nothing. It comes again. And again. Like something pacing. You wait until Matthew's dozing on the floor. Then you grab the flashlight from the glove compartment. The stairs creak under your feet, each step louder than it should be. The beam of the flashlight cuts through dust, motes hanging in the air. The hall smells stale like wood rot and something sweet gone sour. You push open the first door, empty bedroom, wallpaper peeling in yellow strips. The second door sticks, swollen with moisture. You shove harder. It opens into a room you don't remember seeing in the listing photos. The floor's bare. No carpet. No furniture. Just gouges in the wood. Deep scratches leading from the doorway to the far wall. Like something heavy was dragged over and over again. Your chest tightens. You swing the light toward the wall and freeze. Someone's written, in the dust on the windowsill, "I see you." The letters are fresh. The dust around them still disturbed. The flashlight sputters, goes out. Downstairs, Matthew's voice cuts through the silence. "Mom!" You bolt out of the room, heart hammering. "Stay with your sister!" you shout. Sprinting down the hall, the flashlight dead in your hand. When you hit the bottom of the stairs, Matthew's already standing, eyes wide. "Someone's outside," he whispers. "What do you mean?" "In the yard. I saw him through the window. Just standing there, not moving." You run to the front door and throw the bolt. The fog outside is thicker now, pressing against the glass like it's trying to get in. You can't see the steps. You can't see the street. You can't see anything. But you feel it. That same presence from the road. Watching. Waiting. You don't sleep. Neither does Matthew. Every creak of the house sets your nerves on edge. At 3:17 a.m., there's another sound. Not upstairs this time, but directly outside the front door. 3 slow knocks. Not hard. Not frantic. Just deliberate. You hold your breath. Matthew grips your arm so tight it hurts. You don't move. You don't answer. Then, just as slow as they came, the knocks stop. But now you hear something else. A voice. Low. Male. Right on the other side of the door. "Jamie." Your blood runs cold. No one here should know your name. "Jamie. Let me in." The voice is calm. Too calm. Like someone who isn't asking. Someone who's sure you'll obey. You back away, pulling Matthew with you. Lily stirs but doesn't wake. The voice fades into silence. When morning finally comes, the fog hasn't lifted. It's thicker than ever, swallowing the yard whole. The door's still locked. No footprints on the porch. No sign anyone was ever there. But when you go upstairs to check the strange room again, the writing on the windowsill is gone, completely wiped clean, as if it was never there. Except now there's something new. A single handprint on the E wall. Too high for Lily, too big for Matthew, pressed deep into the dust, and you're starting to realize. Maybe you didn't choose this house at all. Maybe it chose you. Morning doesn't feel like morning in this house. The light outside is gray, dull, barely cutting through the fog that still clings to the ground like a second skin. The clock says it's 9 a.m., but it feels like dawn never really came. Matthew. Hasn't said a word since last night. Lily's still asleep on the couch, her little hand gripping that worn bear. You make pancakes in the tiny kitchen just to keep your hands busy. Anything to make things feel normal, except nothing feels normal anymore. As you wash the dishes, you see it again through the fogged window above the sink. A shape, standing in the yard. It's far, blurred by mist, but you know it's not a tree. Trees don't watch you. Your stomach drops. You wipe the glass, but when your hand clears the condensation, the figure is gone. By noon, Matthew insists, on exploring the upstairs rooms again. You tell him no. He doesn't listen. His footsteps pound on the old stairs before you can stop him. You chase after him, heart racing. The hallway feels colder than yesterday. Dust floats in the air, thick and heavy. The door to that strange room at the end of the hall, the one with the scratches, is half open. Matthew pushes it the rest of the way and steps inside. "Mom," he calls out. Look, the handprint on the wall is still there. But now, there are 3, all in a line, all at the same impossible height. "Someone's messing with us," Matthew says, voice trembling even though he's trying to sound tough. "Somebody's been in here." You scan the floor. No footprints. No dust disturbed except where the prints are, and then you hear it. Not from outside, not from the hall, but from inside the walls. A whisper. Low. Male. Almost humming. Matthew freezes. "You heard that, right?" The whisper comes again. Closer. Clearer. "Jamie, your blood runs cold. It's the same voice from last night. Calling your name, sliding through the walls like smoke." You grab Matthew by the arm and pull him out, slamming the door. "Downstairs. Now." You try to calm yourself. Maybe it's the wind. Old houses make sounds, but deep down you know, wind doesn't say your name. That night you don't risk sleeping upstairs. You roll out blankets in the living room again. Lily clings to you, half awake, murmuring something about the man by the stairs. "What man?" you whisper, heart pounding. But she's already asleep again. Matthew stays awake with you, flashlight in hand. At 2:43 a.m., the knocking starts, again. 3 slow, heavy knocks. You hold your breath. This time it isn't the door, it's the window. You turn your head slowly, and your heart nearly stops. A face, pressed against the glass, pale, smiling. But you're on the second floor. The smile vanishes as quickly as it appeared. You grab Matthew and run for the stairs, but halfway down something makes you stop cold. There are wet footprints on the carpet, leading from the front door to the couch, to where Lily is still sleeping. You step closer, barely breathing. The footprints aren't yours. They're too big. Bare feet. Long, narrow toes pressed deep into the fabric. The last print stops right beside Lily's blanket. You whip the covers off her. She's there, safe, still asleep. But the air feels wrong. Cold, heavy, like something was standing there just seconds ago. Matthew whispers, "Mum, look." You follow his gaze. There's someone standing at the top of the stairs. Not solid, not clear, just a figure, blacker than the darkness around. It, head tilted at an unnatural angle. Watching you. You don't move. You can't move. And then it speaks, low, calm, terrifying. "You shouldn't have come here." The lights go out. You scream for Matthew to grab Lily, fumbling for the door. In the pitch-black room, Something cold brushes your neck. Not air, not wind. Fingers. You bolt into the foggy night barefoot, dragging both kids with you. The air outside is freezing, but you don't stop running until you're halfway down the dirt road, when you finally dare to look back. The house is dark, silent. But there's a figure in the upstairs window, smiling, watching, and you know now. You're not just being haunted. You've been invited. You don't remember how you got back to the car. Your feet are cut and raw from running barefoot on gravel, but you don't feel it. Adrenaline drowns out everything except one thought. Get the kids out. The fog swallows the road whole as you drive. The headlights barely reach 10 feet ahead. Lily's still asleep in the back seat. Too deeply, unnaturally. You keep checking her breathing in the mirror. Matthew's gripping the door handle like it's the only thing holding him to the earth. You don't talk. You don't dare. Every sound feels like it might draw that voice again. 20 minutes out of town, you finally let yourself exhale. Maybe it was just that house. Maybe you imagined it. But then Matthew stiffens. Mom, he's behind us. You glance in the mirror. At first there's nothing but fog. Then you see it. 2 points of light. Headlights. Someone's following. Us again. Matthew's voice is shaking. You press the gas. The SUV groans as it hits 70. The headlights stay the same distance behind you. You push 80. They don't fall back. Then, just like before, they vanish. No turn, no taillights. Nothing. Your stomach sinks. This isn't a car. By dawn, you're miles away, pulling into a highway motel. Dingy neon sign buzzing. Parking. Lot empty, except for a single pickup. Inside, the night clerk barely looks up from his phone as you fumble for the key. Room 12. End of the hall, he mutters. You lock the door 3 times. Bolt it. Chain it. The kids collapse on the bed, exhausted. For a moment, it's quiet. Too quiet. You hear the hum of the old AC, Matthew's breathing, Lily's soft murmur in her sleep. You almost convince yourself it's over. Almost. At 2:07 a.m., the tapping starts, soft at first, like fingernails on glass. Coming from the window by the bed, you freeze. Matthew's eyes snap open. The tapping grows louder, faster, like someone's trying to get in. You creep to the curtain, heart pounding. Stay back, you whisper to Matthew. You grab the lamp like it's a weapon and yank the curtain open. Nothing. Just fog pressing against the glass. Then the tapping stops, but now it's coming from the bathroom door. Inside the room. Take Lily, you hiss, shoving Matthew toward the far corner. You grab the motel phone. Dead. No dial tone. The tapping turns to scratching, long deep gouges tearing into wood. You can see the door flexing, something pushing from the other side. Then a voice. Calm. Cold. Jamie. You can't run from me. The bathroom door slams open. But there's nothing inside. Just steam rolling out, thick and choking, like a shower's been running for hours, even though the faucet's bone dry, and written on the fogged mirror, let me in. You don't stay to see what happens next. You grab the kids, slam the door, and sprint down the hall barefoot, pounding on the clerk's door. No answer. The front desk is empty. The entire motel is silent. You glance back once, just once, and see him standing at the end of the hallway, not fog, not shadow. A man. Tall, pale, lips curled into a smile. He raises one hand and waves. Every light in the motel flickers out. You don't remember leaving. You don't remember driving. Only the morning sun breaking over endless fields, Lily still asleep in the back, Matthew pale and silent in the passenger seat. But you remember one thing: the passenger window. 4 letters traced in the condensation, clear as day. Dave, the ghost, has a name now, and he's not staying at that house. He's staying with you. By sunrise, you've driven 3 hours without stopping. The kids are pale, silent, running on fear instead of sleep. You tell yourself you need help, not just from anyone, but from someone who will believe you. So you drive to your sister, Claire's place. Her suburban neighborhood feels like another world. Neat lawns, kids on bikes, sprinklers hissing in the morning sun. Normal, safe, except you're not safe, not anymore. Claire opens the door, bleary-eyed, coffee in hand. Jamie? What the hell? You look like you've been through a war. You push past her with the kids. I can't explain now. Just lock the door. She frowns, but does it. Start talking. You try. You tell her everything. The house, the voice, the knocking, the figure in the window, the name on the glass. Claire just stares at you like you're losing your mind. Jamie, she says carefully, you haven't slept. You're scaring the kids. Maybe you're just seeing things. Matthew speaks up. It's real, Aunt Claire. He's real. Claire forces a laugh. Honey, ghosts aren't real. And that's when the lights go out. All at once, the cozy living room is swallowed by darkness. The hum of the refrigerator dies. The sprinkler outside stops mid-hiss. Power outage, Claire says too quickly. But then you hear it. 3 slow knocks on the front door. Claire stiffens. Who's? Don't open it, you hiss. Don't you dare open it. The knocks stop. For a heartbeat, the house is silent. Then a voice, low and calm, seeps through the walls. Jamie. You brought me friends, Matthew screams. Lily bursts into tears. Claire spins toward you, face white. What is that? Before you can answer, every faucet in the house turns on at once. Water gushes from the sinks, the tub, even the shower upstairs. Steam rolls down the staircase, and written on the fogged hallway mirror, you can't hide. You grab the kids. We have to go, now! Claire tries to block the door. Jamie, wait! But something slams it open from the outside. No one's there. Just fog spilling into the hallway, thick and choking, curling around your ankles like fingers. Claire finally believes you. Take the kids, she shouts. I'll call someone. The door slams shut between you. You hear her screaming on the other side as you drag Matthew and Lily through the back door into the yard. The grass is wet. Too wet. Like it just rained. Even though the sky is clear. And there, in the middle of the yard, are footprints. Bare. Leading in a perfect line. Straight toward your car. You don't remember buckling the kids in. You only remember the engine roaring to life, and Claire pounding on the back window, yelling something you can't hear over the blood rushing in your ears. As you tear out of the neighborhood, Matthew looks back and gasps. Mom. He's in the house with her. You don't look. You can't. But you see the glow in the mirror, the faint light of the hallway. And you know Claire isn't alone anymore. By dusk, you're parked in an empty rest stop off the interstate, shaking too hard to keep driving. Matthew hasn't spoken in hours. Lily keeps asking when she can go home. You can't tell her the truth, that you don't have a home anymore. Not one that Dave won't find. You try calling Claire. No answer. You try again, straight to voicemail. Then your phone buzzes. A text. From Claire's number. Why did you leave me? Come back. Dave wants to see you. You drop the phone. The screen stays lit in the dark car, that single message burning like an open wound. Matthew whispers, "Mom, what if we can't stop him?" You don't answer, because deep down, you're starting to wonder if he's right. By midnight, you're back on the road, numb from fear and exhaustion. The kids are finally asleep in the back seat, but you can't stop glancing at them in the mirror. You keep expecting to see another face there. His face. Every sign, every mile marker looks the same. You could be anywhere. You could be nowhere. You need answers. You need to know who Dave is and why he won't let you go. At dawn, you pull off in a small Pennsylvania town. There's an old diner just opening, neon lights buzzing awake. You herd the kids inside, sit them at a booth, and order coffee. You're too shaken to drink. The waitress, a gray-haired woman with kind eyes, notices how bad you look. Long night? You have no idea, you mutter. She leans closer. Honey, this town's seen its share of ghosts. You tell me what's chasing you. Maybe I'll know who to call. It's the first time anyone hasn't laughed at you. So, you tell her everything. Her face drains of color halfway through. Did you say his name was Dave? You nod. She glances around, lowers her voice. There was a man named David Harper, lived not far from here. Good man. Until he wasn't. Killed his whole family in '92. They said he disappeared into the woods and never came out. Matthew stiffens. That's him. You shake your head. It can't be. He'd be dead. The waitress finishes grimly. Yeah, that's the point. You leave the diner with one new piece of information. Dave was real. And if he's dead, that means whatever's following you isn't human. But now you're not just scared. You're angry. You drive to the address the waitress gave you, the ruins of Harper's old house. Just a foundation and a chimney standing. In a field, overgrown and silent. Matthew begs you not to go near it. Mom, please, we should leave. But you can't. You have to know. As you walk the cracked path, the air grows colder. The kids stay in the car, watching you with wide eyes. You kneel by the old foundation stones, tracing the initials carved into one. DH, that's when you hear it, Jamie. Not from behind, not from around you, from inside you. Like a thought that isn't yours. You stand, heart pounding. What do you want from me? You shout into the empty field. The answer comes from nowhere and everywhere. I want you to finish what I started. The ground shifts under your feet, like something moving beneath the soil. You stumble back as the air grows icy, breath fogging in front of your face. The ruined chimney groans and topples over with a crash. When the dust clears, you see it. Words carved into the stones, jagged and fresh. Bring them home. You bolt for the car, but as soon as you grip the door handle, it slams shut on its own. The locks click. The kids are trapped inside. Mom! Matthew screams, pounding. On the window, Lily's crying. You pull at the handle, kick the door, anything. But the glass stays ice cold, like frozen solid. Then slowly, white letters etch themselves across the windshield from the inside. Take them to the house. You scream for Dave to stop, but the only response is Lily's terrified sobs. The locks finally release, and you throw the doors open, grabbing both kids. We're leaving, you gasp. But when you turn to go back to the road, you freeze. Your SUV isn't where you left it. It's 30 yards away now, engine running, driver door open, like someone's waiting for you to get in. Matthew whispers, Mom, he's not going to let us go. And you know he's right. Dave doesn't just want you dead. He wants you to do something first, and whatever it is, it's going to happen at his house. The kids don't want to go back. Neither do you. But Dave isn't giving you a choice. Every mile you drive toward Missouri, the air feels heavier, like you're being pulled by invisible chains. Matthew stares out the window, silent, pale. Lily hums under her breath, a tune you don't recognize, and it chills you more than silence. By sunset, the Harper property is waiting. The trees press close around the gravel driveway like they're holding their breath. The burned-out foundation sits in the clearing, blackened stones catching the last orange light of day. You kill the engine. For a moment, the only sound is the tick of cooling metal. Stay here, you tell Matthew. Lock the doors. Don't open them for anyone. Not even me unless I give the password. What password? His voice shakes. You make one up on the spot. Blackbird. Lily nods, sleepily, clutching her bear. She's too calm. Too calm. You step out into the cold. The earth feels soft under your shoes, like it's breathing. The whisper starts as soon as you reach the foundation. Jamie! It's louder now, closer, circling you. Show yourself, you shout. I'm here. What do you want from me? Shadow detaches itself from the trees. Tall, broad-shouldered, wearing the same long coat as before. Dave. But now you can see his face clearly. Gray skin, lips drawn back in something that might be a smile. Eyes like pits, empty but burning with something hateful. You came back, his voice is a cold wind. Good girl. Let them go, you demand. They're just kids. Leave us alone. He steps closer, boots silent on the dirt. You owe me, Jamie. Your family owes me. My family? You gasp. Dave tilts his head, like a predator studying prey. Ask your father. Oh, wait. You can't. I saw to that. Your knees go weak. What are you talking about? Bring them home, he says again. Finish it, or I'll do it myself. Behind you, the SUV horn blares, long and desperate. You spin. Lily's door is open. She's not inside. Lily, you sprint back to the car, but the door slams in your face. Matthew's screaming, pounding on the glass. She's standing 20 feet away now, in the grass, bear dangling from her hand. Too still. Too quiet. Dave's voice rolls over the clearing. Bring her to me, Jamie. You run for Lily, but the ground opens under your feet, not deep, just enough to trap you, a sinkhole of soft earth grabbing your legs. You claw and fight your way free, stumbling toward her. Lily, honey, come here. She doesn't move. She lifts her head slowly, eyes glassy, and whispers, Daddy says I have to stay. Your blood runs cold. Dave isn't just haunting you. He's in her head. You grab her, yanking her into your arms, and bolt for the car. Dave's shadow surges after you, stretching across the ground like a living thing. The engine roars to life, on its own. The locks slam down. You throw Lily into the back seat, shouting for Matthew to move over, then jump in and hit the gas. As you tear down the driveway, the rearview mirror fills with Dave's face, grinning, though he's still standing in the clearing. The whisper follows you out of the woods, a promise that freezes your bones. You can't run. Next time I take them both. You barely remember the drive. You barely remember the kids falling asleep in the back seat while you white-knuckled the wheel, replaying Dave's words over and over. Your family owes me. What did he mean? By dawn, you're parked in a library. Parking lot, combing through newspaper archives on your phone. You search David Harper, murder, 1992. And there it is. A grainy photo of a man with the same cold eyes you saw in the woods. A family picture. Wife, 2 kids, murdered in their sleep. But there's more. Buried in the articles is a name that makes your stomach drop. Your father. He'd been the detective on the case, the one who led the manhunt, the one who swore. Harper was still alive when everyone else thought he'd died in the fire that destroyed his house. Your father never talked about that case, and now you know why. By nightfall, you're back at the Harper property. You didn't want to come, but, you have to. Not because Dave told you to, because you're tired of running. Matthew's terrified. Mom, don't do this. I have to, you whisper. Stay in the car. Blackbird password. You hear me? Lily's awake now, staring out the window. Lips moving like she's talking to someone you can't hear. You step into the clearing, flashlight trembling in your hand. The foundation looks different tonight, like it's waiting. The temperature plummets. Your breath fogs in the air. And then he's there. Dave, tall, smiling, eyes like pits. You found out, he says. His voice isn't a whisper anymore. It's everywhere at once. Your father took everything from me. My home, my life, my family. Now you'll give it back. I'm not giving you anything, you snap. Leave my kids out of this. He steps closer. Bring them to me, or I take them myself. The ground shakes. The stones of the old house shift and rise, forming walls of black ash and smoke, until the burned foundation looks whole again. The Harper house, rebuilt in ghostly form. The front door creaks open. Come inside, Jamie, Dave says softly. Finish what your father started. You grip the flashlight like a weapon and step in. The air inside is thick and choking. Every surface oozes soot. The walls pulse like living skin. On the mantel is a family portrait. Dave, his wife, his children. Their faces are slashed out with deep, angry cuts. You killed them, you whisper. They were never mine, Dave hisses. Not really. Your father made sure of that. He took everything. So I'll take everything from you. Something moves in the hallway. Small footsteps. Lily? She's standing there, bare in hand, eyes glassy. Daddy says it's okay. Daddy says we can stay. Your heart nearly stops. Honey, that's not your daddy. Come to me. But she shakes her head slowly. He says you have to stay too. Dave appears behind her, towering and grinning. Bring her to me, Jamie, or she stays forever. You lunge forward, scooping Lily into your arms, but Dave slams you into the wall with invisible force. Your flashlight clatters to the floor. The house groans as if it's alive, doors slamming, windows shattering. Matthew bursts through the doorway, screaming your name. Mom! No! You shout. Stay outside! But it's too late. Dave's shadow stretches across the floor, curling around Matthew's feet. He falls hard, dragged toward the stairs. You reach for the fireplace poker, swinging blindly. The metal slices through the smoke and, for the first time, Dave recoils. He's solid, vulnerable. You grab Matthew, shove him toward the door. Take your sister! Go! But Mom, Blackbird, now! He hesitates only a second before dragging Lily outside, sobbing. It's just you and Dave now. The walls of the ghostly house are closing in. He snarls, lunging at you, but you jab the poker straight through his chest. The house erupts in screaming. Not Dave's voice, but dozens of voices, trapped souls pouring out like black smoke. The walls catch fire, ash raining down. Dave's form flickers, warps, tearing apart as if something stronger is ripping him to pieces. You can't kill me, he growls, voice breaking. You're just finishing what your father started. I'm ending it, you whisper, shoving the poker deeper. With one final scream, Dave disintegrates into ash. The ghost house collapses around you. You stumble out into the night, choking on smoke, clutching the poker like a lifeline. Matthew and Lily are by the car, crying but alive. The clearing is empty now, silent. Just a burned foundation again. It's over. At least you hope it is. But as you drive away, Lily whispers from the back seat, "Daddy says thank you."